Hey guys, my name is Dawn and my company is Pooka Pure and Simple, and we're a line of natural bath and body products that I actually started in my kitchen 16 years ago. And being in business for 16 years, there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs, and I really want to just tell you my story. The name Puka actually came from my mom. Growing up, my mom always called us her Puka leaders. We have no idea why, we don't know what it meant, but it was definitely a term of endearment. My mom is where I got my creative side. Entrepreneurship, I definitely got from my dad, because growing up, he was the one who started our first family business, and that's where I got a taste of entrepreneurship. So I've had a lot of creative jobs. I finally landed my dream job at Sony Music. It was a lot of fun, it was creative, it was exactly where I wanted to be, and I was able to be in Manhattan, in the city, exploring. I absolutely love that job. And you're probably wondering, how did I go from Sony Music to making oils? I actually got sick. On my way to Sony one morning, I'm walking, and I start to feel a little tingle in my back. And all of a sudden, from the waist down, I just lost all the feeling and I went numb. Needless to say, I was really afraid. I didn't know what was happening. They called the ambulance. I wound up in the ER, and an emergency doctor did loads of tests and told me that, you know what, I was fine. I probably had a pinched nerve, and he sent me home. But that was really the beginning of years and years of trying to figure out what was wrong with me, because I just didn't feel any better. I got loads of different diagnoses from different doctors. They diagnosed me with chronic fatigue, with Epstein-Barr, with fibromyalgia, hypoglycemia, you name it, they told me I had it. But for some reason, I really just never thought that was it. So I really decided to start doing a lot of research and a lot of reading and a lot of investigating and take my health into my own hands and try to figure out what was wrong with me and make myself feel better. So I just really started digging into research, and I did start to feel better. And I came across this really great article about your skin and how your skin is the largest organism and how what you put on your skin goes into your system. So now at this point, I am focused on trying to make myself feel better. I'm reading labels, I'm getting rid of all kinds of bad food. But reading this article, I realized, you know what, let me look at all my bath and body products. So after I turned them over, I couldn't pronounce half the things on the label. And I was like, all right, I'm a college-educated woman, I should be able to read some of these things. So then I just got busy getting recipes for my skin, because I didn't want anything bad going into my system. So natural things like sunflower, soybean, avocado, all these type of things I read were really good to eat and really good for your skin. So I really got into making products, and I was creating things all day long, every day. My apartment was filled with products. You open the stove, there was shea butter. You open the cabinets, there were, you know, shower gels. At this point, I had so many things in my apartment that my friends came over and they're like, Dawn, you have so much stuff. Why don't we just take it to a festival and see if you can sell something? And I just really didn't want to do it. This was not a business. I just wanted to feel better, but they just kept asking me. So I said, you know what, fine, let's take it to a festival. So we took all the products to a festival, we set them up, and we sold out. And I think we kind of all just looked at each other and realized we just started a business. So that's how Puka really began. So at that point, I decided to go full-fledged into entrepreneurship. And we did festivals, we did house parties, we were in people's basements and churches, you name it, we did it. It was really tiring. It was really a very grassroots way to do the business. So now the business is starting to move, we're excited, you know, we're making stuff and we're selling things, and we're sort of in a good place, we're happy. And I got a call from a friend of mine who I used to work with at Sony Music, and they were like, you should come back and show us what you're doing, show us about your products. I packed up all my stuff and I went there and I showed everybody what I was doing, and they purchased some stuff. And the woman who actually took my job after I left said, you know, I have a really great friend who works at Whole Foods Market. You should give him a call. And from that connection, we're now in 50 Whole Foods stores. That was an incredible feeling to know something that I made in my kitchen is now being sold on retail shelves. Like, you couldn't beat it. I remember going to Whole Foods and actually buying one of my own products. I didn't even tell the sales lady. I just had her put it in a bag and I walked out like, ooh, I just bought my product at Whole Foods. So now we are super excited. Online, wholesale was great, Whole Foods was great, so we were feeling really blessed, we were feeling really good, and I was just running on high all the time. And then I started to feel sick again, and my hands and feet had gotten really numb. And I was at my parents' house one day, and they were like, this is not right. You gotta go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room, I saw a great ER doctor, and he asked me, what do you think is wrong with you? And I think in all the years that I have gone to all those doctors, I can't remember anybody ever asking me that. So from all the research, I told him I either thought I had diabetes or multiple sclerosis. So he said, okay, we'll test you for that. So he gave me an MRI, he gave me some tests, and he came back and he's like, you got multiple sclerosis. So at first I was almost elated because I finally knew what it was, and you can't fight what you don't know. But then after that, I was in the middle of a really bad episode, and I pretty much was at my parents' house in the bed. I was weak, I was tired, I was having paralysis, so maybe 10 to 15 times a day, I would just go numb from the waist down. I had to say to myself every day, Dawn, this is in your mind, you've got to feel better, you have to start focusing on feeling better. And Puka really helped me through that time because it gave me something to focus on. Through prayer, meditation, I made it out of that period, and things were starting to look up again, but it did take a while. I learned so much from getting sick, and the silver lining was I got to start a business from it. So it's really important to me now to do workshops, to teach people how to make their own products, to teach young girls how to become entrepreneurs. And I knew I couldn't do that at the space that we were because it was kind of small. So we found a new space where we could teach workshops, we could make our products, and we could sell our products. It's the perfect fusion of everything that we've sort of learned and had along the way. Because I want to teach people how to be a little healthier. And I want to make it so not so scary, not so overwhelming. Little baby steps at a time, that's how I changed my health. And it wasn't because I was some big health guru, it was because I got sick. And I read a really big statistic that 25 to 50 million people have autoimmune diseases, and 80% of them are women. So we gotta do better. We have to do better. And that's what Puka is. We're not just the products. We like to say we're more of a lifestyle. All of the information about everything that we offer, our products, our workshops, our social media, is in the description box below this video. I am Dawn Fitch, and this was Pooka Pure and Simple.